Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, and welcome back to Gran Turismo 3. We are here for another weekend stream. It's an endurance. And I'll pretty much get right into it. One more small announcement though before we get started is it's been a while since I've worn a cap. That's because I just got a new one. This is the 2022 Charles Leclerc Ferrari cap. Since he just won the Bahrain Grand Prix last week, this is going to be a year where I'm sure he's going to be winning quite a lot, or at least being on the podium wearing this hat a lot. So we got one. That's what we're wearing today. So there we go. And let's get back to the game. Yeah, Charles Leclerc, become real. But yeah. We're gonna do another enduro. We only got 2 left though. So I don't know. I thought about doing one last night, but I thought I'd be burnt out. So let's just get into it, and we'll finish the last one when we get to it. All right, this is the next part of our playthrough, and we need to buy another car. We keep buying cars, but we got the money to do it. We're gonna go trade again, because I'm gonna pull something from left field. We're gonna load that infamous slot 2 again. We're gonna grab a car. I don't know which one we're grabbing. Oh, I do know which one we're grabbing. Yeah. So what do you mean Lamborghini isn't in this game? It is, my friend, it is. So in the Japanese version of this game, there is a Lamborghini Diablo that replaces the Zonda race car. And it turns out if you have it on a memory card, you can buy it on the North American version, and it is fully functional. So we're going to get in this Lamborghini Diablo. First off, give it a car wash and an oil change, because I believe the mileage and all that carries over. Yeah, look at that. It was a dark green oil. And we're also going to go upgrade it because I believe I have all the upgrades on this car. But let me just double check. Yes. So, stupid me purchased all the tires for this car. I think we have the maximum turbo on here or something like that, or the maximum upgrade. Yeah, the stage 2. This thing's got like 972 horsepower available. Okay, regardless. We could do the race we wanted to. Why did I buy a Diablo? Well, I figured this would be the car that would fit the Mistral 78 laps. It is the Monaco Grand Prix essentially, and well, we already drove the Zonda race car before, so let's drive the other Italian race car. It gives 500,000 credits, so we'll make our money back. And that's it. AI racer in pole position will be Ryoba. Sure. Yes, we'll take out the upgrades. Alright, I know I keep doing this endurances, but I'm going to reset the AI because I want to race the 77B. That car is, it's like the other ones, it's the fastest one available in this endurance. So, I want to race the 77B. Once we do that, then we can hop in and actually get to driving this thing. There you go. There's 77B. R390 also pays a visit. We'd lose the GT1, but the TS020 is not going to be that good. Alright, so I don't remember if I did any setup changes on this on my old save, but that seems like the right stuff. Of course, stupid me always puts it on the best top speed setting. Let's keep it on like level 36, sure. That should be okay. And for parts, we could do stage 2, but I'm going to keep it stock. 600 horsepower is enough. And then I have super soft tires in this thing for some stupid reason. But we're going to switch it to super slicks. Yes, 10-year-old me is pretty stupid. Let's go. The Pano's lost. I already know that. Monaco Grand Prix. 78 laps, that is the real life distance of the Monaco Grand Prix. It's the closest thing we get to a real F1 race. I can actually listen to this thing. It's got a special engine sound. This thing handles like a boat too, by the way. It's not handled like the other JGTC cars, which is why I didn't drive it during those championships. So, off we go. So yes, we're driving a Diablo in this game. Something you can't normally do. And this is probably the only playthrough that will do this. So, this is why you watch my channel. Duh. Someone already disliked this stream. Because they just don't like GT3. I'm just trying to stay in third gear because I don't have a wheel spin. So, as I just said, the real challenge is catching the 77B, who's kind of darted off into the lead. And I'm trying to get to grips with this car. We're going with the long boy tire strategy. Hopefully it doesn't sacrifice that much lap time. Handbrake turn. This thing likes the wheel spin. I only drop it to second gear if I know I can get traction down. And I can get punted by the R390, you know. We're just driving completely different lines while we lose time to the Mazda. Camping. Ooh, just trying to handle this thing. I think we have successfully passed the Nissan. This thing does handle like a boat. It's because of the wide back. I will try to get a grip with this car. Maybe we'll have to do some setup tuning. But let's see. Let's try a tire stint and see how long we can make them last. It looks like the tires are in pretty good condition after 2 laps. I don't know how long the 77B goes though. Be more comfortable driving in second gear. Sorry for not reading the chat that much, but I'm trying to focus. This is a hard track to drive. Yeah, you like the Ferrari cap? I do too. I think it's one of the nicest they've made. Definitely since 2018. This is a real life car though. This is the, I believe that, if someone correct me, someone smarter than me correct me, but I believe this is the 1997 Ferrari, or not Ferrari, Lamborghini Diablo GT. It did race in real life, I believe. Drove a much better 133 lap there. Gap is still 10 seconds. I ordered this on Amazon last week. Yeah, the cap. But it's also available on like the Ferrari store, the F1 store. There's a bunch of places. I think Fuel for Fans was the carrier. About trading in consoles, just never trade in consoles. That's a terrible idea. I'm not really a commentary YouTuber. I've never actually traded in a full-on console. Closest story I have is when I was 10 years old, I thought about selling my Game Boy Advance, but they offered me like $5 for it, so I did not sell it. And look at that, 77B hits in after only 4 laps. So this is going to be the real strategy of the race. We are on still green tires. I think that 77B's on softs. It's all about going long in this race. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense to like go out of your way to get a PS5. There aren't any games that like are fully PS5 exclusive that you need to like play. Like even GT7's on the PS4 and you get the same experience, just longer load times. So there's SnakeEater. Probably gonna be faster than us. But I'm also getting better grips with this. Have I seen McLaren or Lambo in the streets in real life? Yeah, all the time. Especially in the summer. There's usually car shows where they're always at, and then on the street, I'll see one like every month or so, maybe. More often in the summer. Seems to be only 3 seconds back. I see him. Like if you're seriously thinking about trading in your console, you gotta take it to a retro shop. They can give you a fair price. Two seconds. This is gonna be an interesting race. Because we are literally banking our entire strategy here. Spinetta. Well, the Sunny 70 goes on the wall. Quali's today. Yeah, it's an F1 weekend. The Diablo SVR race car. I don't think I am fully familiar with that car. But I mean, I love the Diablo, so I think it would still be nice regardless. Probably should have gone with a softer compound tire so I can drive a bit faster. Super hard is a bit tough to manage. Also, my lap time is not as good as before. Just waiting to see. Yeah, F1's been sketchy the last couple days, to say the least. And we're still in the middle of a race weekend. Tires are going pretty strong. I mean, I get it's Monaco. You don't really stress the tires that much, but we are still green 10 minutes in. Ooh. I think I'm going to lose the lead there because I lost grip. Right there. Have you ever seen the clearance center? Yep. I have seen multiple. I mean, I live in the Chicago area, so not like California level, but there's definitely people with money here. Those kind of cars. I will admit, I've never seen a Senna in the street, but I have seen them at car shows. This MV is OP, yeah, but driving is also not optimal. Car is hard to drive. I feel like I picked the wrong tires to release its full potential. I went too safe on the tires. Gaming. We are indeed gaming. Press start. It'd be one of those gamer weekends. Oh, we clipped the wall there. We were making good ground. Some downforce would also help right around here. Probably should have researched his setup, but oh well. Then he parked it, he binned it, and he's going to the pits. I think this will play out well for us. Since MB 13 seconds back, let's see if it claws back its lead again. Where did the painters go? I don't know. Too bad we're not going fast enough to try the glitch that I showed you guys, but we won't glitch this race. I didn't see what the gap was. I don't believe you, FDL. Just because I said those two nouns, you said the same thing. Diablo literally is devil in Spanish. Alright, I also think it's devil in Italian too. Someone would have that would make more sense. But Italian is pretty similar to Spanish. As someone who speaks Italian could confirm that. But I know Diablo is devil in Spanish for sure. So when's the next patch of GT7? Well, patch or update, because we had a patch yesterday, but patch as in it just fixed a couple bugs. No content. Asking about a content update, it's been confirmed that they want to do early April, which I would think that would mean like 2 weeks from now. Hey look, there's the GT40. Oop, we bumped the wall. We could drive a fast lap like a 131 or even a 130 if I drive perfectly. It's just so difficult to get this car nailed down. Is not the Countach. Countach didn't arrive till GT5, I believe. Could really use some downforce in this corner, so I don't have to brake it so hard. .131, just like I said. I think with better tires we could do a sub 130, but I can't change tire compounds mid-race in this game. One of the few flaws of this. There's the Altezza and Pinos. Can you still buy GT3? You'd have to get it from a used shop, and it was never sold digitally. But yes, you can still buy it. You could walk into any old game store and you're bound to find it. Passing, as Natato would call Ryoba. Or lapping, really. I'm bouncing off every wall. Thankfully there's no damage. Marco, how do I pronounce your name? Welcome. Possible to play on PC, you need an emulator, but yes. This is indeed the Nomad Diablo, yes. This car comes back in GT5 and 6. Every time we pits in, we successfully survived the attack, and I think we are starting to go in the clear. This tire strategy was way too overpowered. Could have probably gone with the softer compound and made it easier to drive, but oh well. Already 20 minutes into this race, and I don't want to waste that. You're better off just sticking with the hard compound and just finishing the race as is. Subin, you are, I don't know, how do I say this without getting cancelled? I don't believe you. GTA has a subscription. It took this long for them to add a subscription. What's it for? I haven't looked into it. Is it like for the shark cards or whatever? Or is it like stupid membership or whatever? Bonk. How do you emulate it? You get PCSX2 and you find a copy of this game and you emulate it. There's tutorials. You need a good PC. If you don't have a good PC, the cheaper option is just straight up buying a PS2 and the game. I mean, that's what I'm playing on. I'm playing on a real PS2 with a real controller, real disc, real memory card, everything. RC90 I think hits for the first time. I don't know if you can get a good frame rate with just like what you tell me at Intel graphics and 4 gigs of RAM. That doesn't sound like it can do PS2. This game is graphically intense considering it's 2001. You do need a decent PC. Like, here's a good benchmark. If you can run Forza Horizon 5, you can run this game on an emulator. If you can't run Forza, well then you need a better PC or you need a PS2. We lost too much grip on the right turn. This car is a little frustrating to drive. Not a peaceful drive. I have to focus to make sure I don't spin it out when I go into second gear. F8, you already know the answer. It starts with an M and ends in money. For all the time I'm losing by making these mistakes, I could have saved from, you know, like an extra 20-second pit stop or whatever, however long it takes. It's actually a short pit. It's a short pit stop. I think one of the shortest in the game. Because it only takes place right there at the track. 70's tire strategy is literally just could have been up here. .46 seconds now with the next stop. My tires still feel fine. They feel the same as when I got on them. Windows 7, 8 gigs of RAM, quad Intel graphics. Like, no, it's not good for big gaming. Like, you're gonna need like one of those big graphics cards, like a, you know, an NVIDIA, in like a 10 series, or like even like a 980 or something would be fine. But you're gonna need a legit graphics card. You're gonna need a good processor, you know, good gigahertz. And usually the standard is like 16 gigs of RAM. That's pretty typical. You need power. Otherwise you're gonna get no frames. Yeah, Windows 7 is outdated. You have 6 gears. Okay, I was just checking. My gear ratio way too high. Even though I put it like mid. I mean, if you don't know how to drive, just practice. There's like license tests and stuff for you to, like, you know, practice certain skills and keep trying to improve your time. So the GT40 again. You get a good PC, then you can game. That's how it works. So. Good luck, I guess. Sorry, I just need a water break. chuggers. I don't know, I just lost my voice completely for a second there. I just needed a chug for a second. Yeah, GT7 has like 99% of GT sports cars, and then GT7's new cars aren't just ones from 2019 and later, it's also a handful of older cars that make an appearance, like the old Murcielago, Alfa Romeo 155, the Castrol Supra, you know, a ton of classics. What PC do I recommend? Well, there's not one specific PC that's like, not like a PlayStation where you just walk into GameStop and just, oh, I'll get this PC, you know? I think, I mean, you can go two routes. It's either build your own, which is going to be cheaper in the long run, or get a pre-built, which, you know, is probably easier to mess with. Yeah, the yellow Evo 5 is in GT7 too. I have to mention that by obligation. Are you too young? How old are you? Because, like, building your own is, it's really just a matter of just playing Legos with computer parts. $11? Jeez. Dude, that makes me think, like, wow. Like, I have a lot younger of an audience than I think. I've been making YouTube videos longer than he's been alive, which is really eye-opening. That makes me feel old. Go like maybe 26 laps, so we can only two-stop this race. So the Panos are lapping for 5th place. Am I saying this right? Did the R390 get passed by the Altezza? Or is the R390 lapping these cars? I think that might actually be the case. I don't think I've lapped the R390 yet. Yeah, I think that is the case. The R390 is lapping the cars too. Oh, bonk. Cote de bonk. Yes. When I was 11, I didn't have like really a care in the world. I was just playing Gran Turismo 5 and Test Drive Unlimited 2 after school every day. Drinking a bunch of soda. Our online game back then was Roblox. I mean, Roblox is still popular, but you know, we're talking old Roblox. I didn't even have a smartphone. I had just gotten my first cell phone when I was 11. It was a slide phone that could only call and text. Gotta be careful with these tires, they're turning orange. Nice around the outside. I think I can make him last for 2 more laps. The crowd's taking photos. Did you go back and watch all my Block Pro stuff? Because that's how you know that. I like actually cringe thinking about those videos. Like, half of me wants to take those down just because they do not deserve to see the face of the earth. But at the same time, you know, it's like kind of funny. I will probably never stomach watching those myself. Then again, the reason I tell you guys about that channel is so that, you know, if anyone is seriously thinking about visiting Cringeland, they can go have a look. How's this lap time with dead tires? This will tell me if I can sustainably pull this off. Now I get a 133 with orange tires. I will say this lap is a bit harder. I remember old iPod, you know, old iOS YouTube where it was like a CRT TV, a tube TV. That was like the logo. It was called YouTube Broadcast Yourself. Good. are starting to get pretty hard to drive on. I was thinking of only 2-stopping, but maybe we should 3-stop. First pit stop of the day. We only lose like 15 seconds when we pit. I could have probably put on even the mediums and done fine. I'd be driving at a better pace. Probably should have spent more time thinking about a setup for this car, since probably a better reason why this car didn't make it to the North American release. PAL version of the Diablo GT1? I don't think so. I think it's also the Zonda race car. I don't know if the memory card trick works on the PAL version. Because the PAL version has a different car roster completely. Like the F1 cars are called Polyphony 001s and 002s, you know. You know, loud equals funny. Yeah, at least not normally. I mean, technically this car's not even supposed to be in the American version. What I did was, when I was a kid, I had this memory card that had a bunch of hacked cars, or secret cars, whatever. I put in a cheat code that allowed me to have cars that weren't supposed to be in the game. And I still have that memory card, so what I did was, I just bought a car off of one of those memory cards. Because some of those cars you can actually buy with in-game credits, because they're programmed enough. Like this one. This car was officially released in the Japanese version, which is why it fully works. tried Absolute Racing. I have not. I did see that on Reddit that there was a marshal that tweeted he wanted Hamilton to crash, and it's like that's really bad because that's a fire safety marshal. It's like, aren't you guys supposed to be for safety, not be like biased against the drivers? So that blew up on social media overnight, and supposedly the marshal has resigned, but I don't know. This whole race seems like cursed. This race weekend. I haven't talked much about the Saudi Grand Prix, but F1 seems to be like kind of covering up the whole, hey, a missile hit one of our sponsors' buildings less than 10 miles from the tracks, and you know, nothing to be worried about. Come buy F1 TV, buy the tickets. Don't worry, drivers, you'll be fine. But you can't leave. But you can race. Yeah, Seb, with the 400 IQ move, staying COVID positive. I wonder if he just didn't turn in a new COVID test. I tried a drifting game. Absolute Drift is like the closest thing I've done, and that's more of an arcade game. But that one was really fun. Completely lost all my speed by bonking that wall there. How's the gas price? It's like $4.50. I haven't filled up in like 2 weeks though. I haven't really gone driving that much. The weather's been on and off. But yeah, the last time I drove, gas price was like $4.79. It was ridiculous. I know in like other states it's much worse, but like still, I haven't seen prices at $4 in like 10 years. Back when we were having the regular, well not regular, but we were having like the recession from 10 years ago. That was the last time gas price was that high. And literally 2 years ago it was less than $1 to fill up. Be camping. Yeah, $5 or $6. That's California at its best. Yeah, insane. Unfortunately, that's a real concern. What a world we live in. We managed to go through a whole pandemic without having a major international conflict, and then it just all fell apart this year. Yeah, California is in a weird spot because it generates so much money, but at the same time it's so expensive, which is kind of like a never-ending cycle. Nice little sneak down the inside. Yeah, it just doesn't know how to do that turn. NASCAR's and Coda. Nice. Yeah, last week went from a good regular race to back to drama. Come on, Altezza. Weaving around the road. I didn't watch NASCAR Coda last year. If it rained, that must have been pretty tough. I thought the F1 race was pretty good, though. Did I just lose my stream for like half a minute? How much did you guys miss of that? That's ridiculous. Thanks, Comcast. Appreciate it. Lost 20 seconds. Oh well. Lap 35 enjoyers are sad, but, you know, oh well. Yeah, I think my internet's just doing Comcast things, you know. World's best internet service provider. But I think what I said, I don't know if you caught it, because I don't know if my internet was out during that time, but I said I thought NASCAR is in a good spot, for the most part. I think the new gen cars are a step forward. And I like find the best time to snap left. What happened to be getting a 131? I just have not gotten a good lap time. The F8, by the way. I'm like constantly running 33s and low 34s. The hardest changing ISPs, it is pretty difficult. It's one of the sucky parts about living somewhere is you usually only have like a couple of choices of ISPs to choose with. Like over here, you're pretty much stuck with either Comcast or AT&T, which neither are good. I've had both, and both I've had terrible experiences with. Over on the West Coast, you have like Spectrum. I think sometimes you could do like Google-Fi. I don't know if that's in my area. Two cars just pitted, so we'll see who these were. I think the 770 was one of them. Finally had fastest lap, 131.6. Just complaining about lap times. GT40 and the 770. We're about to lap the 770 just through pure pits. We save that much time through the tire strategy. Thanks GT40, appreciate it. Approaching half distance, and we've also done 1 hour. Big drift. Halfway in both laps in time. Finally see the 77B again. needs more rage. Backseat gaming comes back. The funny part is that list is not even right. Only reach independent. Yeah, this Diablo, you can legitimately earn it if you have the Japanese version. Otherwise, you gotta do some magic. Yeah, Netflix season 5. You know they're just gonna make it like about Yuki Tsunoda or something like that. And he has to go to some meeting, you know. And it's not gonna actually cover any of the events. It's sad that we have Netflix filming basically a drama show when we could have like some really good like content for like an actual F1 documentary, you know. How did I get that Diablo? I'll tell you a story. When I was young, like 10 years old, I wasn't very good at this game, so I put in some cheat codes in Action Replay and gave myself some cars that you shouldn't be able to get in this game. I saved that to a memory card, and what I did today was I plugged in that old memory card into slot 2 and just traded, which is buying cars off a memory card. I just bought the Diablo off this memory card for 1,000,000 credits. You know, my normal save. And it fully works. So yeah, so we have breaking the rules a bit here by trading an illegal car, but does anyone really care? I think actually giving this car some light better for everyone. Yeah, Lamborghini made F1 engines before. It even got like a podium. I think at like the Japanese Grand Prix one year. I think it was Lola that had Lamborghini engines. Pits. And we finally lapped the 77B. They'll probably come back for us. And we're gonna pit in a few laps anyway. Yeah, Action Replay. I still have my disc. It is scratched to oblivion, but I still have it. And yeah. Back when cheat codes were pretty common. Cheat codes are not a thing anymore because now we got, you know, internet and hackers and live service and all that. That's just what you did back in the day in like this 5th, 6th generation of consoles. Some games had cheat codes where you just input a code on the controller. That's all you need to do, and then sometimes you need to use external methods. Yeah, I think Ford won the title with Benetton in '94, the Drivers' Championship. I think that was the only title they won, though. Someone, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my knowledge. Chicken eggs, nice. I make during the week. Quick and easy. Yeah, this Diablo is really hard to drive. If it looks like I'm being messy with the throttle and all that, it's because I'm really trying to feather the throttle so I don't get stuck in third gear forever. But second gear is just instant wheel spin. This car has no front grip, downforce is non-existent, and I picked the hardest compound tire I could do. I thought that this would be a harder fight. But I think it's actually slowing me down. Normally hard tires is the fastest strategy for a race, but not for this car. My lap times are wildly inconsistent. Like, it seems like 133 is like what I usually do, but my best is like a 131.6. So like, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, I make a mistake on every lap somewhere else, like the first corner right there, or getting held up by traffic or something. This car is just a mess. If I entered this in the actual All Japan GT, it would not do well. It is so messy. Gonna bonk him. Broke a lot earlier than I was expecting. Yeah, we have to do this race twice basically. Once now, and once in F1. So we'll drive faster. It will take a shorter time, but just annoying. Because you wanna, like we just did the last two races where we were just chilling. We were driving the Supra on the roof, and now all of a sudden it's like I gotta really concentrate on just not crashing this car all the time. Thankfully though, it's not the worst race ever. That one is the next endurance. I've saved the Tokyo one for last because it is the longest, the most boring, and one that's probably genuinely going to be like eye gouging. It's not a hard race, it's just incredibly long and boring. R246 is kind of a boring track. Diablo's drifted. It's not really drifting, it's more like understeer sliding. I know my tires are in good shape, but I don't really feel like driving on red tire, or not red tires, but deep orange tires again, so I think I'll just pit on this lap and get everything. Stop telling me the prize cars. Literally spoiling all the fun in this game. The only surprises you really get. And I get it's all mechanical, like the same every time, but literally. Otherwise, you just turn the game into a laundry list. Instead of a game. Yeah, I'm gonna pit. Step up for 1 second. Okay. One last chug. Yes, I know I'm supposed to be driving. Oh, bonk. Probably should have paused that, but whatever, I don't care. We're a lap ahead. Let's see if the 77B can still put up a fight. Or just, punt me like that. Literally got no grip on the cold tires. Replay save complete after just 1 hour. Monaco just a high value file. I mean, it's not terrible because I'm winning the race, but I picked the wrong setup. I should have focused more on setting up the car before the race. It's kind of hard to do that without, going in and out of the pits and trial and error. And at that point, you spend more time focusing on the race than the race itself. The only testing I did was, can this car win the race? And I thought, yes. That was it. I could probably adjust the suspension and something to make it handle a bit better and give it better tires. I will pass the 77B on pace. Told you so. I think he's gonna pit in too. Yep. New fastest lap too. Nice. I think we could go for a 130. It's just we need everything to be perfect. This car just needs to flow through all the corners like butter. I guess we got a wide open track ahead of us for the time being. Not a bad corner. Another good lap. Look at that, a 130, I just said it. A 130.6, like just out of nowhere. I mean, that lap was pretty good. I didn't really hit the wall that much. This corner was good on that lap. I do know that. I didn't pay attention to the sector times though, so I don't have much to compare off of. Two-thirds of the way there. That was a good first sector. That was a really good lap ruined by one wall bonk. I got 2 recognized for the filter to pick up. We're not going fast enough, but I wonder if you could do the glitch with this car. It's probably too wide and too slow at this time. But I've only pulled off the glitch with an F1 car, just saying. See ya, FTL. That was a good time. Very nice. Very, very nice. A little awkward. Right and left. Swinging pull chicane. Not the best end lap, but it will definitely be a 131. Or I was wrong, 130.9. Could have been a fastest lap if I hooked up the end a bit better. But that was a good middle sector. Now we got traffic. I can't go for fastest lap again. Did I lose? Did I lose my freaking stream again? I don't know. OBS says it didn't fail anything, but I saw YouTube cut out. It was fine. Okay. I'd be terrified being a speedrunner, not because of my skill, but because I'd be afraid the internet would cut out and everyone would think I would do that to cheat or something, you know? How many times have we lapped that GT40 by now? I don't even know. When we lap Ryoba again. But I just did one a few laps ago. Probably in the next pit cycle. $20 laps to go. About half an hour. Bit of a whip on the hairpin. Futo. Big slide. if there was damage, my car would be like just a chassis at this point. But so are the AI. Too deep on brakes there. Brenton just pitted, so I think we're gonna lap in the pits right here. There it is. Just leaving its box. We've lapped the Brenton. Hit again. Alright, 15 laps to go. I think I'm going to pit one last time so I give myself a fresh set of tires for the end. Seems to be the way to go. We're gonna get relapsed by the Esperante. We did an overcut. Need a dispenser here. I'm in second gear, that's why I'm spinning all over the place. Or I guess I'm just generating heat. We're in the closing stages of the race. We still got like 20 laps, or not 20 laps, 20 minutes to go, more or less. These races do drag at times. I mean, I guess that's endurance racing, really. Especially from a video game standpoint. Just driving out of controller. Driving around. We had an interesting race with the 77B at the start, but kind of as all these enduros end up, we just race ourselves for 75% of the race. If I finish GT3, will I do GT4? Well, I mean, like, I want to at some point, but I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. GT4 is like a 300-hour game. And we've been playing this game for almost a year, and it's been 90 hours, 92 hours of gameplay. I'm not a full-time streamer, so I can only really stream on the weekends and the odd weeknight. So GT4 would literally take me like multiple years unless I quit my job just to do GT grinding. Now, that being said, I do want to stream GT4. It's my favorite game of all time. It's just there's so much content that I don't think I could do a 100% playthrough of it. I think I would try a different flavor of racing game. I mean, GT4. I mean, I think it would be like tough in the way that it would just take a long time. I don't want to burn out on Gran Turismo. Playing a GT game 100% is kind of a special thing. Like for instance, like I haven't done a 100% playthrough of GT3, a true 100% ever. I got close. I got like 85%. Was like my record, but I always stopped like mid-professionally because the races were just so long. I just didn't have the time for that. But yeah, there's multiple 24-hour races in GT4. And I've done a 24-hour race once in GT5, and that took me like 3.5 weeks to complete. It was, you know, it was interesting to do it at times, but I will admit, you know, I spent a lot of evenings just grinding races. You know, doing a couple hours at a time. It took forever. It was worth it in the end, sure. Man, that was hard to stomach. I'd say GT4 isn't grindy in the sense that you have to keep repeating the exact same race over and over. It's just there's a ton of races in the game. So, ow. Just hit my knee on my table. The game is very much diverse, lots of things to do, lots of cars to drive. And actually 25 years of Gran Turismo, not 15. GT6 was the 15th anniversary game. I actually started playing through this game, number one, to kind of like celebrate retiring Asphalt, and number two, it was because at the time GT7 wasn't out yet, and I knew this would be a longish game. So, you know, my original goal back in May was finish this game before GT7 comes out. But it's kind of to my advantage that GT7 didn't launch perfectly, so I can still play this game just fine. But yeah, 15 years ago was 2007. Which is scary to think about. That was when GT5 Prologue just came out. Which that's extremely scary to me. There's 77B. Just lapped it. Yeah, I understand the criticism for GT7, and I think it's all valid. I mean, I think the two biggest gripes are being always online and the microtransaction economy. And just actually there's three things. That and there wasn't enough content. Thankfully Polyphony's adding content, but it sucks that, you know, we paid $70 at launch for a game that's like half-baked. He's just so quick. He's gonna repass me, I think, on lap himself. I tried Freeze Most Wanted 2005. I have done a 100% playthrough of it, similar to this, back in 2018. I have a playlist like that on my channel. I did 100% of the career mode. I didn't do challenge mode, but I did do 100%. I did say I would revisit the game one day, maybe to do challenge mode. It just seemed like a really long time to do challenge mode, but it's something I could try in the future. I'll have my Xbox 360 hooked up though. I don't have the PC version. I have the 360 version. Jeez. We're about to pass the Panos at the same time. What's up, Em? 3 a.m. Wow. You're in Australia, right? Well, have a good night then. Sector 1 pass. Put him in the Nico Rosberg corner. Yeah, car choice is a bit of trolling, because we aren't supposed to drive this car in this version of the game, but we are. Oh, GT3 just parked it on the chicane. You don't like this car that much? I mean, I wish the Diablo, the road car, was in this game. I don't know, this car is significant because, like, it was a way for Lamborghini to get in the game, sort of. Which let's test is the hardest in the GT3 series. Well, personally, I'd say either S6 or R6. Those two are the worst tests in the game. Also, shout out to, I think it's IB5 or IB6, the one with the rough RGT with traction control on. That one's also annoying. And then A7 is, it's pretty tough, but it's one corner, and it's short. It's not the worst. I'd say S6 and R6 are like so much worse. Yeah, we have the Escudo. I've not seen the new V12 Vantage, but if it looks like the regular Vantage, then I'd say I'm a fan of it. done almost 160 miles for this endurance. We have 2 laps to go. We're almost at 2 hours as well. Final lap. Here we go. That's 3 131s in a row. 3 130, or not, sorry. We got 2 131 777s in a row. Wow, that was awesome. Look at that. 75 and 77 are the exact same lap time. What are the odds? That close to each other too. I was about to say it's 3 131s in a row, but it's like 2 131 777s in a row. That's consistency, guys. Ooh, I don't think this is going to be 131.7 again. No, it ain't. Regardless, going around Anthony Noge one last time. We are driving the Forbidden car, the Diablo. It has won the Monaco Endurance. And look at that 360 entry. We have won it. We done it. There you go. We beat the 77B. And 77B pits one last time for the memes. Alteza, I'll wait for the AI to go. 360 departure, I guess. Wait to see how far the 77B was. And maybe the GT40. 77B was 2 laps. I remember lapping both times though. And it was all because of the pit strategy. That pit strategy is the only reason we made it to this point. Waiting for the R390 and the GT40 to kick in. Easton is only 3 laps down. What championship was my favorite in GT3? I mean, I'd say probably All-Stars. You're just going all-out speed. Anyway, the GT40 in pain. Only 8 laps down. I thought it'd be a lot worse than that. But there you go. 2 hours and 2 minutes. And we get a crispy 500,000 credits. Again, something you never see in GT7. And you know what time it is. It's time for me to get my replay shot. Let's see if I can get it just isolating driving. Maybe it drives alongside the R390 or something. Side shot. Lots of good replay stuff here. And getting a good time to get a good look at the No Man Diablo. So let's try to figure out how to drive this car. It's gonna be good. A lot of good shots that have potential. Swimming pool. Lance Stroll corner. Lance Stroll corner is not as is more intense than in real life. It's a lot slower too. You get a slow speed shot. If we get one more going up the hill, and then I'll cut it there, I think. The real fight was with the 77V, but that doesn't happen until like 10 minutes in, and I don't want to watch that long. This could be good, though. Maybe let's keep this fight up and see how long I can get a good shot with the R390. The more shots, the better, because then I could just use the shots as stream thumbnails, too. I wish GT3 had a proper photo mode, though. I went back into GT4 and looked at its photo mode, and it's like, it's so good. Even for PS2, like, the fact that they have it is just awesome. Games need to appreciate their photo mode more, which they have in modern times. Side shot. Too bad the lighting's not as good. This one's also pretty good. Alright, I give up. Okay. Monaco Endurance done. Monaco Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. You know what time it is? It is prize card time. What do we get for winning the Monaco Endurance? The Mistral 78 laps, as it's called. Endurance winner. What are we going to get? Sick! Ooh, black and red, too. Let's go. We got an F1 car. Nice. Very nice. I think with those other prize cards, I owned all three of them, so that was probably the best outcome. I think I own that one too, though, that I just got. Anyway, that's the Mistral 78. We have one Enduro left. Yep. Another. I think it's the V6. Another 80s F1. Change that oil. Drink the oil. It was Monaco, but it was the Monaco track. It literally is the Monaco track, they just can't use the name. Whatever. The F686M, which we do already have, but different livery. It's black and red, which is nice. 926 horsepower, though. Pretty sick. And just one quick shout out to that Diablo GT. It's nice. So I guess the specs real quick. It is fully functional. V12 and everything. There you go. Good job, Diablo, though. Appreciate it. What's our progress then? It's going to be 92.3%. Pretty good. We own 120 cars now, by the way. We do have the XJ220. We used it for an endurance. But yeah, that's the end of the segment. Let's save the game. Dementia moment. Yeah, let's go down a bit. I do have this blue XJ220 from before. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3%. 92.3% Imagine if we got another Zonda race car. Yeah, there's only one enduro left, and I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. This one's gonna suck. I've been avoiding this. I've been putting this one off forever. I don't know when to do it. It's not even that bad compared to the other endurances. It's just incredibly boring and long. The longest race in the whole game. So, I don't know. I'll do this at some point. It'll be the next stream, obviously, but I'll see what happens. It could even be as early as tonight if my plans fall through, but we'll see. We'll see. Almost done with Endurance League, and we're getting closer to the end of the game, I gotta say. We're getting there, guys. It'll be over before you know it. Anyway, let's get this timer out of the way. And there you go. So that is it for the stream today. We got F1 qualifying in like 20 minutes, so I'm obviously going to watch that and grab some food and all that jazz and get on with my day. But yeah, this has been fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little deviation from the rules of the game. But I think everyone is fine with me using a Diablo. It's there in the game. But yeah, otherwise, that being said, I think I will end the stream now. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.